On this episode, the MythBusters lose total control.
Jamie!
In the quest to pole vault a car with its own drive shaft.
Yeah!
And the shocking truth
Not true!
of Buster's bathroom blaze.
Yeah, okay, now he's fully on fire.
In the mystery of the exploding Port-a-Potty. Plus, Adam's childhood secret finally revealed.
Mr. Wimple, the roof is leaking all over the new Charmin.
Who are the MythBusters?
Am I missing an eyebrow?
Adam Savage
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
and Jamie Heineman.
Quack, damn you.
I wouldn't say Jamie's an evil genius.
Between them, more than 30 years special effects experience.
When will the fun ever stop?
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
Well, we've done an awful lot of car myths on MythBusters, Jamie, but this one's actually quite interesting. The idea is that a car going at speed could have its drive shaft fall out, catch in a hole, and actually launch that car.
You mean completely get the car airborne then, right?
Absolutely. Actually, even end over end. I don't even know where we're going to begin with this one.
Finding a car might be a good start.
Now there's a car. Can I start it up?
Go for it.
The MythBusters uncovered many stories of drive shaft disasters dating back to the 1960s.
Hop in the trunk, Scotty.
Yeah. All right. Get out of here.
And they actually spoke to someone who had pole vaulted a 1967 Plymouth Fury.
Jamie, this is a car we could really cruise chicks and suck face in.
Yeah.
Looks like Jamie and Adam have found a Fury to call their own.
I like this car. I think we should get it.
And wreck it? I really don't have a good feeling about destroying this car.
There's no sentimentality in science. Just gonna have to get used to it.
It's our mission to destroy this car, no matter what.
And the Fury does fit the bill for the MythBusters.
Personally, I'd rather use this car than anything else. When we did the American Graffiti rear axle being pulled out, you know, we used a newer model of car and we got a lot of guff for it. And I'd rather not have to deal with that kind of guff and have people think that, you know, myth is unbusted.
It's about the myth, you know. It's that's the car.
Thank you very much. You're doing a good deed for science.
Well, we've got our car. Now I guess we have to rig the drive shaft.
Yeah, and I actually noticed underneath our car, the drive shaft, which isn't represented here, let's say this is it, actually has two universal joints, one right outside the transmission and one right in front of the rear differential. And this is actually perfect for us. The first is the one that would fail right by the transmission, and the second is the hinge that the drive shaft would ride down on to catch in the pothole.
Yeah, well, it looks like the tough part's going to be to figure out how to disengage that front universal joint.
They still need the drive shaft to drive the car, right up to the moment it hits the pothole. That rules out any mechanical device on the spinning shaft. Scotty gets up close and personal with the drive shaft.
One drive shaft coming up. For you, one nice greasy part, guaranteed to get your shirt dirty.
You have a 7260, which is the small Chrysler.
Meet Rick Brown, the big daddy of drive shafts. Rick works in the biggest drive shaft shop in California.
I gotta comb my hair.
And he's seen his fair share of failed U-joints.
Like there's a failure. There's an on-the-road failure right there.
Okay.
Now, I was thinking we cut one of these just enough, say we take about 85% of it off.
Jamie and Adam are now ready for their favorite experiment, auto wreck madness. But first, it's time to revisit another old friend, the exploding toilet.
Well, guys, you seem to have tracked down an exploding toilet myth. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we already do this last season?
This isn't an exploding toilet, like a house toilet. This is an exploding porta-potty. In the one that you did before, it was caused by either bug spray or gasoline poured into the toilet. This is totally different.
The Build team uncovered a story about a man who lit up a cigarette in a porta-potty in West Virginia. His lighter ignited a buildup of methane gas, blowing the porta-potty apart, leaving him with third-degree burns and some unfinished business.
We know this happened in West Virginia, but what we don't believe is the explanation that the methane gas built up from decomposing human waste.
That the explosion was caused by the methane gas.
Exactly.
But Tori and Scotty are keen to see if methane could cause a porta-potty to blow.
So basically, we're going to pump methane into the holding tank. We're also going to have a blower going to the holding tank in case the methane doesn't go off, so that we can...
You can vent the whole thing and approach it safely.
Exactly.
Now, Adam's had a thing about toilets for a long time, ever since his teen TV debut 20 years ago.
We're almost finished.
Looking good, Jimmy.
Oh, Kate. Mr. Whipple, the roof is leaking all over the new Charmin.
Don't worry. This
Yes, that really is Adam under that mop of red hair.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For a porta-potty to call their own, the Build team called on potty salesman John French.
Have any of your porta-potties ever come back blown up?
I've never known anybody. I've been in the business now for going on 30 years. I know a lot of people across the country, and nobody's ever had a toilet blow up.
That blue stuff is only supposed to be scent and coloring, but could it cause an explosive mix?
You can call any of the people up that sell this solution, and the salesman will come out and drink it for you. It can be, it's very harmless.
A test drive or two later, Scotty's found herself a sporty one-seater.
I like it.
Back at work, Adam's got a very nasty surprise.
Last bodily fluid I have yet to contribute to the show. I've got poo in a box and I'm not afraid to use it. Oh, you guys. I've got a present for you.
Every time you show up, I'm scared. What are you doing now?
Christmas comes early to MythBusters. What I've got here are samples for you.
Oh, I didn't ask Santa Claus for that.
Adam's curious to see if human waste can produce enough methane to create an explosion.
I know you guys wanted to test the methane output of poo.
Not really.
Well, that's your job today. And I've got some samples for you.
You will be putting these into the container.
Oh, it smells warm. Shall we proceed to the part that will get edited out?
I'm not looking.
My question is, why do you have them on ice? Are you afraid they were going to go bad?
You guys want to get your respirators and rubber gloves on?
I'm not doing this. You don't pay me enough.
Carrie just got herself a new job, biohazard wrangler.
I don't feel prepared.
All right, 15 grams.
I'm gonna throw up in my mask.
No, you're not.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Okay, Carrie, I need you to hold that. Just hold it down here. This is gonna be the straight tap water.
Adam's samples will go into 3 flasks, one with water, one with urine, and one with blue toilet liquid, with a 4th empty for control to see which mix, if any, produces the most methane.
I can't believe I went to college for this.
Now, after that humiliation, I'm going to do the first methane test. See, the bars right here indicating that there is a very low reading of methane gas. It's not actually giving us a percentage because it's so low.
The flasks are only showing minute traces of methane. Carrie will test again in a few days' time to see if there's any buildup of gas.
It does seem that Adam is one of the 40% of people that can produce methane. Lucky for us. Do we still have that stuff that gets skunk out of the air? Here's another popular misconception, is that methane gas is what creates the odor, It's the sulfur that's created inside you, which I have to say Adam has quite a bit of. Oh, I can still smell it.
Jamie and Adam are the proud new owners of a 1967 Fury, the same model car featured in the myth of the drive shaft pole vault. After weakening the Fury's drive shaft, they need to find a way to break it on cue. And Jamie's got an idea. At high speed, he's going to throw the gear into neutral, rev the engine, then jam it back into drive. The high rev should snap the weakened U-joint and drop the shaft on cue. And that's not all. They'll also be driving by remote control.
Do it a little bit and see what it does.
And Jamie and Adam have 4,000 pounds of V8 Fury to tame.
And this one is by far the most advanced rig we've ever installed in a car. We're not only just controlling the throttle and the brake as we've done most other times, but we're also controlling the shifter, and we've got a brand new steering control using some very high-tech servo drivers for the motor.
I can precisely control it. Right here is straight ahead, and now we're turning to the right, so it works perfectly.
Now that Jamie's got the steering under control, Adam's got the tricky task of figuring out the brakes.
It doesn't matter how many times I build this circuit, I always need to draw it out, and it's always really confusing. That's the brake, isn't that pretty? It's arguably the most critical part of the whole operation because you have to be able to stop the car. I mean, that's just critical. That's the emergency thing. The entire remote control system is set up so that if it fails, if it loses its signal, it automatically depresses the brake.
The hardest part of the remote rig is calibrating 4 different control systems.
Steering, throttle, brake. Steering, throttle, brake.
We have a servo, a custom-made servo that's mounted to the steering wheel. We have another servo that is set up to shift. We can go forward, reverse, neutral. We have a third servo, which is on the throttle. And then lastly, we have an electronic piston that pushes on the brake on cue. And so it can put the brakes on or off or somewhere in between.
The remote rig has got a big job to do.
From a distance, we have to be able to, say, thread a needle with this car. Tell me when I'm straight.
Okay, a little more, more. Perfect.
Just surviving this myth might be a victory in itself. The test site, an abandoned runway, is perfect for playing with 2 tons of high-powered Detroit steel.
You couldn't ask for a better spot than this. We have a white line straight as an arrow. We got like thousands of feet in all directions that we could lose control of the car without causing any damage. We should be good. It's a lovely day. We're going to have some fun.
The only ones not having fun are the pothole diggers. But Tori wants to brighten up Scotty and Carrie's day with his 2-wheeled tricks.
You smell that?
What's that?
Bad things. Let's egg him on until he hurts himself.
Yeah, looks like you cleared it. Go for it.
Does it? No.
Scotty's wish is Tori's command.
And you wonder why you always see him getting hurt.
I'm okay.
Now that's a pole vault. It's so disturbing, let's see it again, in slow motion. But kids, remember, don't try this at home.
Why do I always laugh when you get hurt? That looks so bad. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that.
I thought I was gonna make it.
We're doing the hole in a V to help guide it.
Oh, okay.
Just like a pole vault, the hole should guide and catch the drive shaft, lifting the car into the air.
This is 3 feet wide here. I measured 4 feet from inside to inside on the tires. And the goal is to actually release it back here about 20 feet to try and do that and then have it slide into the hole.
Ah, okay. So what if the friction of the asphalt just kicks it up before you even get to the hole?
We're prepared for all those things, but here's hoping that it works the first time out.
Yeah, as it rarely does.
Yeah.
I have to say, the jackhammer makes you look really tough. The little red wagon,
Not so
much.
Big ass pothole. I wouldn't want to go into that. Boy, this is a crapshoot, isn't it?
This is one of our biggest crapshoots yet. Yeah, without a doubt.
Despite the odds, our crapshooters are staying relaxed.
I could sit here and watch them do that all day.
It's delivery day for the star of the exploding Port-a-Potty experiment. One used Port-a-Potty for methane demolition. Sign here.
this one empty?
I hope so.
Oh man, do I have the best job or what?
The build team want to see if methane can fuel a Port-a-Potty explosion. So first, they need a hole to pump the methane gas in.
What is on your forehead?
Is it poo?
Oh, there's some crust on this side of your head. I'm not getting it for you.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, wipe that off.
A vent hole will help blow the gas out if it doesn't ignite.
Oh, it is not pretty.
Tori needs an ignition source for the methane. And what could be better than Adam's lighter rig from the original exploding toilet myth?
See how well it works now? With my modifications. There we go.
Tori thinks he can improve on Adam's rig. And the master has some advice for his lighting apprentice.
Go to a store that sells a bunch of, like a smoke shop, and get 5 or 6 different kinds of lighters. Choose the one we think is most reliable and most available.
What is this for?
Adam is keen for Tori to build a protective casing for the lighter rig.
But something that can handle an explosion.
That way we don't burn Jamie's servo.
We don't burn the servo, we
Or
don't.
the lighter.
Oh, God. Somebody's showering today in disinfectant.
So after many hours of rethinking and refiguring, I came up with a new ignition system. I call it Block O Wood. It's a little simpler than Adam's. I hope it works. Yeah! See? Simple can always be better. Adam just needs to learn that.
You know, when I woke up this morning, I thought, what do I really want to do? I want to test Adam's poo.
Carrie has her second date with Adam's methane-producing flasks.
It has a slightly higher reading than control, but it's still not registering. There's really not a good enough methane gas buildup in here.
With a second low methane reading, it's looking unlikely that human waste caused the methane blast in the West Virginia Port-a-Potty. They'll use commercial bottled methane gas for the next test. And at Port-a-Potty Central, there's a lot to get right.
This is MythBusters. Of course I'm expecting problems.
The San Francisco Fire Department will deal with any toilet infernos.
Come on, lazy!
And Scotty and Christine will deal with any grass that needs watering. The gas will be pumped into the toilet, and it can also be ventilated out from a safety zone 100 feet away.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm just turning the tank on now.
I'm already getting a reading.
The methane meter will be critical. the gas level has to be between 10 and 15%.
70, 80, 90, it's up to 98%.
Too much or too little won't trigger an explosion.
Maybe we should turn it off.
Yeah, I'm getting a little dizzy.
This is all going way too well.
I know,
It's way too smooth.
Let's just enjoy it. Let's not think about it.
With any luck, we'll go off without a hitch before we have even lunch.
That's the kind of thing you regret saying on MythBusters. Tori wants to make sure his lighter works before Jamie and Adam arrive.
It's lighting.
Good deal, it worked.
Oh, good.
Oh, you gotta lift the lid, dude.
Cleanliness first.
Busters volunteered his behind to seal in the methane gas that Scotty will pump into the waste tank.
The Thunderbox.
With the lighter in place, Tori's confident his rig is one up on Adam's.
We improved the ignition system because that other one, well, the other one sucked. And
Tori soon realizes his trash-talking days may be numbered.
yeah, that smart aleck remark I made about Adam's rig sucking, it's gonna come back and bite me.
Tank is on. You guys ready for the gas?
The first test will see if methane pumped into the potty's tank ignites when Buster lights up.
Still at 0.
Carrie reads the meter from the remote camera.
Okay, looks like we're up to 12%.
Adam pulls back the methane hose to a safe distance as Tori hits the igniter.
Is an igniter working?
And we're back down to 1.5%.
No bang. Those toilet vents seem to be doing their job too well.
All right, so that's pretty much myth busted then.
Well, you know, I'd like to go make sure your ignition system actually worked.
Tori's lighter isn't the problem.
Oh, okay, good.
So it's big bathroom bang, take 2.
Initiate the gas.
Okay, tank is on. Gas is flowing.
I feel it.
Carrie, what do we got?
0.
It looks like this baby is just too well designed.
You know, I just think the toilet's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, which is to get rid of any excess methane. I mean, it's going into the box, it's going out the top. Let's cut it. Let's cut it and tape up the vents and see what happens.
This time, they'll block all the vents and fill up the whole porta-potty with gas.
The MythBusters seal up all the vents before going for their final porta-potty explosion. Methane's lighter than air, so we've got our meter set about midpoint in the porta-potty, which means that when we get 15% down there, we'll have a fair amount of methane up top. I think we're gonna get a pretty good explosion this time.
Start the gas!
Okay, gas is flowing.
I hear it. I hear it.
Oh, here we go. 2%.
2%.
4, 5.
Sealing the vents has made all the difference.
Oh, we're up to 20%. All right, countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Firing.
Houston, we have ignition.
Is it moving?
Oh, there's fire! Burning. Oh, yeah. Buster's caught on fire.
Oh, no.
Shall we ventilate? We can ventilate, but it's going to accelerate the bonfire.
What's your guys' plan?
I say accelerate, and then I'll run in there with the fire extinguisher.
Tell me whether it speeds it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, now he's fully on fire.
Venting has only added more oxygen to Buster's problem.
Don't enter till it's ventilated. Don't open it.
You have 10% right now.
That's good.
They got a good burn, but no bang.
Well, that was kind of fun.
Poor Buster.
From where I was watching, it looked like the toilet paper ignited and then it fell and lit his crotch on fire. And then when we ventilated, it lit him entirely on fire. It didn't look like a methane explosion.
Well, if the methane didn't go off with that source of ignition, it wasn't gonna.
So, what's the next plan?
The plan is the ignition rig is completely burned up. So the lighter is completely destroyed.
Really? Did I cover part of this in some of my advice to you?
Did I tell myself that that was gonna bite me in the end? Yeah.
I guess we don't have a plan B because we kind of expected plan A to go off without a hitch.
You should never, ever, ever expect plan A to go off without a hitch. Usually, Jamie and I, it's plan D.
Tori's plan B is borrow lighter and bind with duct tape.
I had to rip on Adam's rig, didn't I?
It's time to put the drive shaft pole vault to the test. It all looked so easy on that piece of blue paper back in the workshop. This is the MythBusters' most complicated remote control rig, controlling steering, gas, brakes, and gears. There's a lot that can go wrong.
And this thing is touchy.
Really?
It is like you just barely nudge the stick and it's like off to one side or the other.
What do we do if this thing goes out of control?
Go stand behind that forklift.
I'm gonna run near you.
That won't help.
No.
Once again, Jamie is proved right. As the car turns on its makers.
That'll get your adrenaline running.
We should identify a safe area, and that would be like go for the forklift. If you see the car doing something weird, you know, get over there. Seriously. It's a big heavy-duty machine. It could kill you.
Let me get in it.
Okay.
The words heavy-duty killing machine have a strange attraction for Adam.
I'm ready when you are, Jamie.
He opts for a rear window seat. Adam's got absolutely no control, but then neither does Jamie.
Oh my God.
Oh! Jamie!
Whoops.
I'm okay!
Did Adam bring it on purpose? Are they fighting?
What the hell was that?
I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what, it's like.
That was thrilling, I have to say. That was.
Did you shut it off or did I get it? Did it shut itself
It
off?
shut itself off.
Okay.
This is right where Adam started swearing and
thrilling.
screaming.
No, really. Really, I was just like, hey, look, I'm going towards the fence.
The brake failsafe stopped the car when it lost the signal. Otherwise, Adam would be on the interstate by now.
Does anybody else want to go for a ride?
Yeah, you put it right on that pole. Yeah. Is it there, Tim?
They'll never know.
He's trying to be sneaky.
Jamie has learned one new trick.
The car goes in reverse. It's a brand new development in RC cars from MythBusters. It's the biggest toy in the world.
And car also goes out of control. That's not a new development.
Car's gone.
No! No! Stop!
Jamie, hop
The
in.
Fury is headed for a swan dive into the bay.
What happened?
I think what happened was that it took off before I had all of the switches on.
You only had a couple hundred more feet and we were in the drink.
I think what happened this last time was just plain old human error, namely me.
Jamie's realized this job is too much for one mere MythBuster. He needs another pair of hands on the remote. With Scotty driving them in the pickup, Jamie can concentrate on the steering, throttle, and brakes, while Adam takes over the shifter.
This is pure dumb luck, if it works, and that's why I wanted Adam on it. Everybody's ready, okay.
Be gentle, Scotty.
They want to hit the hole at 35 miles per hour. Scotty plays catch up in the pickup, calling out the speed as Jamie gasses the Fury.
25. 35.
I'm thinking.
Don't talk to me.
Sorry.
The new division of labor is working. After hitting the pothole twice at the right speed, it's time to swap over to the weakened drive shaft. And go for the drive shaft pole vault for real.
Well, this is going pretty much like any MythBusters shoot. We've spent most of the day and a good portion of the afternoon just tricking out the mechanics of our remote-controlled car.
Now the easiest part is done. We're facing the hard part, which is actually getting the damn drive shaft into the pothole. And who knows whether that one's going to work or not.
Cool.
Stay clear of the car.
Stay clear of the probably out-of-control car.
Out of control car is Adam's way of saying ready to go.
We're ready.
Slower.
15, 20,
That's a good distance. Catch up with it.
25.
The first run is on target, but the drive shaft didn't drop.
Brakes are on. Something didn't work quite right, and I saw some tire skids,
You saw
and it wasn't from brakes.
No, it wasn't. That was from reverse.
Okay, well,
So, what happened?
you know what that means.
Yes, it means that our drive shaft is too strong.
Yes.
So let's get this car back to position 1. Let's further weaken the drive shaft.
Yeah.
Adams accidentally had a reverse gear revelation.
Basically, when I jammed the car into neutral, I accidentally left it in reverse, and the tires screeched, which told us an important fact, which is you can jam this car into reverse at speed, which is actually an ideal way to put so much tension on the drive shaft that will crack it. That's pretty weak. I mean, that's as weak as I can make it while it's still on the car.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Adams got his fingers crossed the shaft will snap this time around. Pity he left those same fingers in Scotty's door.
I know.
No, it's not your fault.
Sorry.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, all clear. Door closing.
Door closing.
25,
The Fury is traveling straight and true.
30.
Back to neutral.
But the drive shaft still won't budge.
Good timing, though. I think we were spot on. The speed was good.
The speed was perfect and our timing was great. So we need to pull it out quickly and weaken it further.
Okay. Driving it back.
Okay, back to 0.
This U-joint is proving to be one tough hombre.
It's handling an awful lot so far. I don't want to do this again.
It's not recommended to do this to your own drive shaft.
It's becoming clear that snapping the drive shaft relies more on dumb luck than cutting-edge science.
There's very little actually holding that universal joint together.
Starting to look like Swiss cheese now or something.
Yeah, it is. It's really looking aerated.
One Swiss cheese drive shaft ready to go.
All right, let's go.
Hold on. Car died.
The Plymouth Fury hasn't even left the starting line.
Oh, well, the second we went to start up the car, the yoke just failed. I mean, I weakened it too much.
They've got spare U-joints, but not much spare time.
Adam, do you think it might be just easier to pull the drive shaft and weld it out here? Oh, yeah, I would take that as a yes.
Go. Let's take it back.
All right.
Turn around, Scotty. Okay.
Quick reset, quick reset.
Too much or too little? Find out next on MythBusters.
There ain't much holding that thing in place, I'll tell you.
25,
Get it in, you can get it in. And
30.
One more run and one more missed pothole.
we got time for one more reset. I see 3 more inches of sun. We got 20 minutes.
With a batting average of 0, are the MythBusters about to strike out?
Come on, please make this happen.
20, 25, 30.
I think we're cooked for today.
I think we're cooked for today. Damn it.
Ow!
Sorry.
The definition of fury is violent, intense anger. And Adam's feeling the fury right now.
You want to shoot some more? I think we're all done. I think that's it for today.
The Mythbusters are done for today, but not beaten.
I want to come back. I'm dying to come back. I can't let this story air with us having been busted.
Here goes the gas.
It's been a typical Mythbuster day, testing the exploding Port-a-Potty myth. First, the methane gas failed to ignite.
Still at 0.
Then Buster caught on fire and destroyed the lighter rig. Adam's still full of that good old Mythbuster optimism.
I'm really looking forward to test number 3, where we actually put the meter on the bottom, build up methane in the entire porta-potty, and then I hope we watch porta-potty pieces shooting out into the bay.
The lighter-than-air methane will fill up the whole potty before it reaches the meter.
Let's go for the money shot.
All right, tank is on, ready for gas?
The methane level has to be between 10 and 15% to ignite.
Oh, I hear it.
1.9,
Got a little
2%.
toilet paper hanging above the thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna ignite.
3%.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Carrie reads the methane meter on potty cam.
We're really close.
And 3, 2, 1, go.
Firing.
Is it igniting the toilet paper?
No, the toilet paper is not igniting.
Oh, Tor.
Both Tori and his lighter seem to have lost their spark.
Yeah, I want to see the sadness in his eyes.
There's a toilet paper that's dangling next to it. It's not catching.
I'm gonna stick it right.
Hold on,
in front.
evacuate it first for 2 minutes, okay?
We're down to 8% gas.
That's fine. We're going to evacuate the tank and reset the lighter for a second. All right, 2 minutes from now, we'll go in.
Maybe it's a myth that methane is flammable.
It's not a myth. We're just idiots. This is a point in the day, which we've come to many times, where we start to go, what else do we have that's flammable in the truck?
The firemen have something flammable in their truck and a new plan. First, light flare, then add gas.
We're gonna put a flare in there burning and slowly elevate the gas until it finally does explode, because we're getting really, really impatient with all of this anticlimactic stuff.
Come on, let's go!
Start the gas.
Gas.
Gladly.
7.8, 0.9.
The first flash of success. Thank you, San Francisco Fire Department.
He looked pretty bad to start with. I don't think he looks so bad now.
I think the urinal got it worse.
Are you guys satisfied with that?
That was cool. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
Surprisingly, the meter was at just 0.9% when the methane ignited. Adam believes its position has been the problem all along.
What it's highly likely is that 0.9% on the bottom equals an overall density of about 15%. That's the problem we were having. When we were reading 15 down there, it was so rich that just there was nothing for the lighter to actually ignite with. There was no oxygen.
For the final test, there's no meter and no fancy ignition rig.
We tried to make all these complex rigs to ignite, and it boils down to simple. Simple is better.
There's no more meters, so we'll just count down.
All right, initiate the gas.
Oh, I can hear it.
This time, it's just light candle, add gas, and wait for a big bang.
This should be the most exciting one yet.
Jesus.
You didn't need that here, did you?
You know, it's just as boring as last time. Hey!
Yay! We have explosion!
Finally, the sweet, sweet funk of Port-a-Potty success.
Good work, Carrie. Scotty. So get this all cleaned up and I'll see you back at the shop.
Thank you very much, Adam. Really appreciate you leaving for the cleanup. Really, really do. Thanks.
Well, guys, that was pretty darn definitive.
Yeah, basically every one of our experiments says that there's no way somebody is going to blow up in a porta-potty due to gases caused by the decomposition of human waste.
She's right. And the actual story is that this guy was working at a methane plant, and the porta-potty was sitting over a pipe that was leaking. So basically, he's sitting in this cloud of methane gas.
So it's not exploding porta-potty, it's exploding methane factory.
Which I think is very feasible.
What? Totally different experiment.
It's been one of the darkest days in Mythbuster history. Breaking the drive shaft to pole vault the Fury into the air just hasn't happened. For our myth duo, failure might be an option, but drive shaft failure is a necessity. Early the next morning, in a flash of pre-dawn inspiration, Jamie and Adam have come up with a simple solution.
So going forward, it's tightening the bolt.
Yeah.
And keeping it all together, and then the second you jam it in reverse, the tranny grabs that nut, unthreads it,
And off we come.
unthreads it, and punk, the drive shaft drops out.
Unscrewing the shaft using reverse should eliminate the trial and error of cutting it. The bolt welded into the hollow drive shaft can be quickly re-screwed and reset.
Keep going, Chris.
Yep, keep going. Whoa! Oh, there we go. That would be a failure. Well, we've got our special threaded coupler in the middle of the drive shaft that Jamie and I put in, and it's working beautifully as far as I can tell.
It'll be good to get some, finality to it and see this actually work or not work, whatever is the case.
Now we pack up all our tools and head out to the site.
Day 2 dawns with a growing hull from the build team and growing confidence from Adam.
We watched the sun set on a failed experiment, and here we are watching the sun rise over the same tarmac, and we in a few minutes are going to try to achieve success with the pole vaulting Fury.
Okay, car's going live. Step away from the car.
There you go. Are we just gonna do it?
Yep.
Okay, 25.
25.
It's not a hole-in-one, but for the first time, the drive shaft drops on cue.
Well, perfect.
My timing was perfect.
Yeah.
Did we miss the hole just slightly?
Everything worked like a charm, but it did not seat in the hole.
And re-screwing the bolt works just like in the workshop.
Got it started.
I got it. I'm almost done. We're locked.
Car's going hot.
In seconds, the car is ready to roll again.
Good to go.
You guys ready up there?
Ready when you are.
All right.
All right, we're off.
We're off! Go, baby!
Mythbuster morale is officially back in buoyant mode.
I was too far off. I guess the brakes work.
The bolt did its job. Now, Jamie and Adam have just got to do theirs.
Here we go! This is the one! We're gonna do it this time!
For a second there, you almost believed him.
It's my fault, it's Jamie's fault, it's my fault, it's Jamie's fault. I think I might have dropped the drive shaft just literally an inch too late on the other side of the hole. But we're getting better at it.
That's a good distance. Catch up with it.
25, 30.
Now that you may be right. I think we hit it dead on.
It looked perfect.
That looked perfect.
This drop was perfect, but the shaft still didn't catch in the hole.
Well, I swear we hit that one dead on. I mean, I saw it drop before the hole, it settled out and skipped right over the hole. So I'm now thinking that maybe we do need to go at a lower speed.
For Jamie, mass combined with energy is a very simple equation.
That car going at, even at like 15 or 20 miles an hour, there's way more, or way enough energy to, I think, to lift it up, to jack it up if that thing hits square. Look at the impact there.
Who'd have thought it'd be so complex? Oh wait, we did.
Call out the speeds, Scotty.
15.
Jamie slowed the Fury down. Has he cleared the last pothole in the pole vault myth?
Yeah!
Yeah! Woo! And the car is still running!
After 2 long days, Adam's got a lot to get off his chest. It's a perfect pothole hit, even if it's not exactly a pole vaulting Fury.
Nice little imprint. And you couldn't ask for a more solid hit than that.
Yeah, look at that. I mean,
it's like
it's a perfect square-on hit. I mean, it's depressed it in the exact circle of our drive shaft, dead center of the hole. You don't get better than that.
Nope.
But there's one last surprise waiting for them in the trunk.
There we go. Oh my God.
I think you took out some brake lines too.
That sort of says the whole story, don't it?
That's a lot of force.
Look at that. Yeah, that's.
Well, you know, it tells us one thing about this. Any faster wouldn't have done us any good because it's just going to poke it through further.
Yeah, that's true.
And
absolutely.
So.
And it did lift the back of the car up off the ground at least like a foot or 18 inches from what I saw.
And the car is done for.
Yeah, that's MythBusters took another car out of its misery.
This myth is starting to look as busted as the Fury.
Well, that was an exhausting couple of days, but it was kind of rewarding in the end. You know, we pulled off a pretty tricky thing to do. You know, hitting that pothole exactly right, it's not easy.
But your solution of the uncoupling drive shaft worked like a charm.
Yeah, and we confirmed the stories that we'd heard, you know, cars hitting at various speeds and getting actually lifted off the ground a little bit. But we did not confirm the myth which says that the car pole vaulted.
It's just so implausible that it would lead to this and impossible that it would launch the car or turn it over. This one's busted.
Interesting, but busted.
Yeah.